Hi, this is Ken Stiles, the Pragmatic Professor, here to offer some insights and advice based on my 35 years of college teaching. So, this one is for anybody, I think mostly for college faculty. And the question is, why is it that one of the greatest jobs on the planet doesn't seem to match up with the job satisfaction of those who have it, right? Everybody acknowledges that being a tenured professor at a good university is a wonderful gig, but yet so many of them seem to mope around and seem to be frustrated and irritated. Um, it just begs the question, how is this possible, right? Well, I'll tell you, okay? Being a college teacher is more than just being a teacher, okay? It's a little bit like trying to juggle while riding a unicycle. You may be really good at riding a unicycle. Chances are you don't juggle while you're doing it. On the other hand, if you're a good juggler, you probably don't climb onto a unicycle when you're juggling. Those who can, and there's maybe like 5 on the planet, um, yeah, they get to do it, I guess. But with college, everybody is expected to do it, okay? And what it is teaching and research. There's usually kind of a balance between the two, but at most universities it's expected that you be really good at both. Well, the fact is, most people are not really good at both. They're usually good at one or the other. I mean, it even comes down to their personalities. Introverts tend to be a little better at research. Extroverts tend to be a little bit better at teaching. At any rate, it's just really hard to do both, okay? In fact, it's almost impossible to be an excellent teacher and an excellent scholar. And my hat's off to those who do. So what do you end up with? Well, you end up with great teachers who come up at the end of every year for their annual review with their department chair, and they're asked why they're not publishing more. And they resent it because they know it's hard enough to be able to teach well. And then guess what happens, right? Those who are really good at publishing tend to resent that they have to teach all of these different classes with maybe students who don't appreciate them, right? So, very different skill sets, very difficult to master both. And the end result is most faculty feel some resentment or pressure to do the one thing that they're not all that great at, okay? And then on top of that, every department member has to serve on committees. And these committee assignments usually do nothing for your career. They're simply tasks that have to be accomplished. You have to hire people, you have to review people's records and promote or not. I mean, most universities even have a parking committee, not to mention the faculty senate and admissions committees for graduate programs and on and on and on. You do these because they have to be done, and if you don't do them, you get into trouble, right? But it doesn't usually help your teaching or your research. So everybody's a little annoyed by that. Now, for those few magical people who are really good at research and really good at teaching and don't mind committee work, guess what? They're made administrators, okay? They become chairs and deans and VPs and so forth, where they're not able to do either of the things that got them there, right? Talk about the Peter Principle. They get promoted and end up not doing the research that they love and not doing a whole lot of teaching that they love. Instead, they're administrators. It's not really any way to prevent that. You don't want bad teachers or bad scholars running colleges or departments. But the end result is that you take these good people out of circulation to a large degree, which is why you should never serve more than maybe 5 years or so as a dean or a chair. You need to get back in to the mix of things. Now, there is one group of people who are kind of annoying, right, who are really happy as faculty, and that is the ones who are about 2 or 3 years before or 2 or 3 years after retirement. Okay, there comes a point, and I'm getting there myself, where you decide maybe the committee assignments aren't really all that important and they're not really going to punish you. Or if you're not a great teacher, you sort of coast. Or if you're not a great scholar, you sort of coast. That's just the way it is, human nature, if you will. And then after you retire, you can often come back as an emeritus professor, where you don't have to come to committee meetings or department meetings and be an administrator. And you can teach the classes that you want to teach, or you can do the research at the library that you want to do. So, yeah, it's kind of a quirky thing about academia that the closer you get to retirement, the happier you tend to be. So, it's a natural thing to be a little bit resentful and a little bit pressured as a college professor. I guess that's the bottom line, and I want to assure you that if you're feeling guilty about that, don't. It's okay. It's a very strange job where, again, they're asking you to juggle while riding a unicycle. But most of us figure out how to do something close to that. So I wish you the best. This is Ken Stiles, the Pragmatic Professor. So thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful to you. Make sure to comment and like and share and watch for other videos. And of course, the views expressed are my own and not necessarily those of any institutions with which I've been affiliated over the years. Take care. Bye-bye.